I'm Jesse Lawrence. I graduated from OIART in 2021, and I'm now working here at Wanted Post and Sound. Morning, Joe.
Morning.
First in, last out, all the time. It's the only way to do it. So, here at Wanted, my main role is assisting the engineers, getting them set up for their day of recording, getting any Leicas, setting up mics, checking the mics, making sure everything's set up for the talent, things are comfortable, things are clean in all of the recording studios and the recording booths. It's like, I always just try to be like way earlier than all the engineers, so I actually get the opportunity to set stuff up. So yeah, I'll just come in, turn on the computers, get all the lights on. So it would be assistant engineer, but it would also be center machine room. As well as the main aspect of the job is doing the dialogue edits for all of the shows that we record. So after they're recorded, we get a take sheet, which basically a voice director will make the takes, decide, oh yeah, I want this one, I want take 3B. So we will select that, name it properly, and then send it off to deliver it to the client. Make sure that that starts okay, there's no sort of errors. They're doing a VO, at 11, they're doing a VO thing. But yeah, so any record that we do, we basically we get it the next day. We have a 24-hour turnaround for all shows that we do. So we get it in the evening after the recording's done, then we do the edit the next day and send it off by the end of the day. And that's how it all works. So it's a very every single day is a different workload. There's almost nothing that'll take a week to do or even any longer than that. I mean, I would be very useless for a very long time. The amount of knowledge I was able to have coming into this role, and just be able to be oh yeah, I know how to do that. Yeah, I know how to do that. No problem. Oh, I can help with that. It's setting you up so as soon as you go into any role, you can do any job they ask with no problem whatsoever, because you've been properly shown and trained on every industry standard procedure. Pop filter, because they have these kinds. They have to swap them out because of COVID between each talent. Right, I don't know. OIART set me up so I could just know everything. Proper gain staging, all of that stuff, just testing stuff, signal flow, all that. Morning, Jeff. And even then, the boom, knowing when setting up an ADR session that you point the boom at the solar plexus, where, not just, right at the mouth like you would maybe for other mics, in other setups. It's the little things that the engineers don't have to bring up to you because you have already been set up to have an understanding and knowledge of it. It was an interesting interview process for here because basically Mark Vogelsang at OIART connected me with this job, and basically I sent in a resume, a cover letter within 24 hours of hearing about the job, and then within 24 hours I was sitting in for an interview and they offered me the job on the spot. OIART had not shown me be humble in an industry that lacks humbleness a lot. Even though I felt I could have said more, I just said, I've just gotten started, I have a foundation, but I would like to learn and build more on that foundation. At school, it might feel tedious, but you don't realize you're building these fundamentals and these principles that come up every single day in the job. It's one of those things you didn't realize how good it was until you actually got into the role and how much you actually enjoy that stuff.
What was your favorite course at OIART? If you had to pick one.
Acoustics, just because man, it's just so interesting. And that's the stuff just having a basic knowledge of acoustics like goes such a long way. Like it's one of those little things that like you think like, whatever, you know, I'll just put up a bass trap and call it a day, but it's like there's a lot more to it that'll actually like, improve every single aspect of like what you want to do with audio. And just Lee's a great teacher of it, like too. So like there was audio schools in my hometown, which I heard horrible things about, of spending all this money when I'm just gonna end up in my same old hometown, knowing some knowledge, but still paid the same amount of money. And it was like, oh yeah, people will say audio school's bull. You don't have to, you can just learn from home. It's like, well, you kind of can, but with so much trial and error that it's just like, you're just gonna pull your hair out and make terrible products like for a very long time. Where I felt like with OIART, just 1 year, like I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. So looked up best audio schools, found OIART, applied, got in within like a few days. It was a very fast process. Like at the beginning of the year at OIART, I never would have expected I would have been able to like do that by the end, which is just, I don't know, it was huge. Like, and it's just big like boost like to your confidence. Like when you spend all day just making like beats in like your bedroom, like, I don't know, it's just like, you can only do that for so long. My advice is, just don't hold back. I mean, I would just say, just do it. If you're really thinking about it, like, and you're serious about audio, like, if you want to just go, like, party downtown, like, sure. I couldn't imagine going anywhere else. Like, not only did OIART teach me, like, audio skills, but it actually helped me, like, find myself and, like, allow me to, like, gain confidence in myself and, like, finally feel like I, like, was somewhere, like, I belonged. And they actually, like, the instructors, like they care about you. It's more of, like, a community than just, like, oh, yeah, you go into a class and then, you know, they barely know your name, you hand in an assignment and you leave. Like, it's a mentorship environment.
Or it's too far for you.
So just press play for a second. That's something that's, like, I don't know, it's just invaluable. Something that you're not gonna get somewhere else. Because you get to know them so well, like, they're able to actually make informed decisions about a job that you would be good in. Oh yeah, they knew me better than I knew myself. That's the beauty, and like I got all the experience doing it. And like, that's the thing, is because OIART shows you everything that you need to know in every like major aspect of the audio industry, you know, you're able to then just go into anything and excel at it, and you can really find what you're passionate about personally. Like a lot of audio schools, you know, you'll sign up for just music production, but then you'll never learn about audio for visual media or live sound. And maybe you would actually be more passionate about one of those things. There's a lot of students that join for music, even myself, right? And then you end up in other things. Like sometimes you don't know what you like until you do it. So the fact that OIART has, it's 33, 33, 33 for live sound, audio for visual media, music production, it's like you have the full opportunity to take the year and explore everything. And then after grad, then you do what you really want to do.